Hallo und herzlich willkommen. Es ist Montagabend und es ist Pirates Cove Time und heute einen ganz besonderen Gast an meiner Seite. Our guest tonight, Dominique Shelton. Welcome, Dominique.
What's up?
What's up, what's up, what's up? Applause, applause, applause. And of course, the other Shelton in the stadium again. Hello, nice to have you tonight, Sean. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. How do you feel about being in a Shelton sandwich tonight, huh?
It's cool, I think, because there's a new Shelton in town, and now we have double Shelton.
Two for one.
Two for
That's
one,
right.
and people would say or call it double trouble. My first question is always, how are you guys feeling? How was your day? So we start with you, Dominic. How was your day? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good today. I went to eat at Luna Rosa today, a place by the youth hostel, and it was pretty good.
What, Little Rosa?
Luna Rosa.
Luna Rosa. It's a restaurant by the youth hostel.
It's good.
Yeah, walkable distance. Yes, it was good.
What did you had?
I had a pizza with white sauce, and I put shrimp on it.
Oh, nice.
Definitely delicious.
Yeah,
definitely
live a
delicious.
little.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
something different.
Sean, how was your day?
I also had a good day. Since we're on the topic of food, I had an awesome lunch with some dry-aged beef that I've dry-aged myself. That's a new thing I'm into. Now that I'm into my 30s, I guess that's what you do. And just kind of overall tired, but a good day.
Awesome. I had for lunch, chicken, curry chicken. So
yeah,
was also good.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds fun.
Ja. Liebe Zuschauer und Zuschauerinnen, we will talk mainly English tonight because obviously I'm in this Shelton sandwich and both of them are native English speakers. But if there are any questions, you can obviously write them in German. Wenn ihr Fragen habt, könnt ihr sie natürlich auch in Deutsch stellen. Ich versuche dann zu übersetzen. Und wenn ihr was nicht versteht von den beiden, kann ich es auch übersetzen. Also feel free to use the chat. Auch wenn irgendwelche technischen Sachen sind, so wie immer, einfach reinschreiben, laut, leise, irgendwas, was nicht passt. Don Anderson, wir sind sehr leise, okay? 1, 2, 3, sind wir jetzt besser? Sind wir jetzt lauter? 1 in den Chat, wenn wir besser zu hören sind.
1 in the chat. 1 in the chat.
Schauen, machen wir auch ein bisschen lauter. Jetzt soll es aber gut passen eigentlich. Ja, okay. Wenn es jetzt zu laut ist, dann macht's einfach bei euch am Computer vielleicht leiser oder sowas. Ich schiebe uns jetzt mal ganz hoch und dann könnt ihr euch ja einregulieren bei euch. Gut. We have also guests from California here already.
Oh, yeah.
I love your son, watching from California.
That's my mom.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my mom or my dad.
Panda.
Yeah, I think that's my mom.
Nice to have you in the chat, Mrs. Shelton. Nice.
I was confused. I was like, why is my dad in California? I don't know. I haven't talked to him.
We will talk about that later. But like every show, we will start with news around the club. And there were not really a good weekend for our Austrian team. But there were also some good things. And at the end, they lost against the Rangers, their 5th game. There were some pretty good individual things, like a kickoff return touchdown from our running back, TT Gaze, and some good things from Mayacher Stefan as a young quarterback. But at the end, it wasn't enough, and our AFL Austrian team lost against the Rangers pretty high, and now they are on the last spot. But guys, if you're watching this, heads up, better times will come, and everybody is still supporting you, and we are hoping for you that a win will come very soon. And we will gonna watch you guys at the next home game and support you. And you're the future, and keep on rolling. Dominique, did you ever had a time in your football career where you lost a couple games in a row and where it was kind of difficult to come back?
Oh, yes, definitely. In Pop Warner, we weren't the very best team at all throughout my youth all before high school. So we probably won about like 4 or 5 games before my final year.
Okay.
So that was kind of tough growing up doing that.
What kind of an advice would you give to our young Austrian players to keep continuing working hard?
You just got to keep your head down and keep going, keep striving, just get better little by little. Yeah, that's really all you can do.
And never give up.
Yes, sir.
Sean, what is your advice? I mean, you know most of these guys and you're following their games and...
Yeah, unfortunately, I've been in their shoes before as well. I don't know if probably 0-5 before in my career. I kind of left that back, but historically in my football career, I haven't been on successful teams, not really until Europe. And I think in that situation, you just kind of gotta think about what your identity is as a team, and just kind of lean on that and go back to the foundation and go back to the fundamentals and just whatever you have had success with or whatever you identify as an offense, as a defense, as special teams, just lean on it and don't try to overthink it and don't try to do too much. And hopefully you find success doing that.
Yeah. The Austrian team has a bye week now. They have time to recover. They will have their next game on the 28th of May in the AFZ, in the football facility, against the Prague Black Panthers. They lost against the Vikings on Saturday. So next chance for our young team, and we hope that all you guys are coming, watching them and supporting them. Tickets are available. Come and join. The ELF team will also join because they have camp at that day, and we're gonna have a great crowd again for our young team. All right, but there was also an ELF camp the last 2 days, and that's why maybe Sean looks a little bit tired, because the sun was burning, and now his arm is also burning because he probably throwed about 5 million balls the last 2 days. Sean,
it feels like it.
Show us, can you still raise your shoulder?
Yeah, I got it, baby. I got it.
Ah, nice.
Everything's good.
Nice.
Everything's good. No, you're right. It was a long weekend for a lot of people. And me being probably at the bottom of the list,
because you didn't have
I don't
contact.
understand. Yeah, I mean, me and maybe the kicker have non-contact repetitive motion practices, but everybody else is in worse shape, I'm sure.
Okay, nice. But before we go too much into detail, how was it to have been together as a full squad for the first time?
It was awesome, like legitimately awesome, and you can already tell that it's shaping up to be a really, really talented football team, a really, really special football team. I think Coach Heron said it the best after camp. He said this is the best first camp I've ever been around, and for me as well. And there's just so much talent on the field, and there was always like a really positive energy, right? Competitive energy, no doubt, but always good vibes, if you will. And guys pushing each other in water breaks, offense and defense are talking to each other at lunch. Offense and defense are sitting there getting to know each other, because there are a lot of new faces, especially in Raiders terms, because we've been kind of in our little shell for a while, due to our culture and due to previous AFL rules, import rules. So it's something really cool to be a part of. I'm really happy I am a part of it, and I'm really excited to see how we grow in the next 3 weeks and prepare for June 5th.
First home game. To all the fans there, we will cover all these topics. We will talk about the press conference, about the new teams, and don't be nervous. We have a lot to talk about this show. But I want to say also hello to a big fan of you, GB5XX, Dominique Shelton, is going to be a legend. Big fan all the way from the 5th.
That's my roommate.
That's your roommate?
Yeah, from college.
What's his name?
Jalen Bass.
Jalen,
Yeah.
Nice to have you here in the show, and it's great that so many friends and family, people from Dominique tuned in. Nice to have you, and welcome to the Raiders family. Dominique, how was it for you to see the first time this team and to be around in our facility and with the coaching staff and all these guys there? How was it?
Everything's nice. Definitely perfect, to be honest. I love being around the team, and especially like watching practice from a sideline view. Coach Alexa's doing a great job from drill work carryover, that carryovers to 7-on-7, Skelly, and all the guys from the DB group are very welcoming to all the guys that's been here to the new guys, and that's really makes it an easy transition. Just talking to the guys, learning the plays, so it's pretty good, definitely good.
Outside of our latest signing, which is still a little what is Geheimnis in English, Sean? What is Geheimnis in English?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No. You mean an Überraschung?
No, Geheimnis, if you keep a secret. Thank you, Elias. Secret, yeah.
Isn't that an Überraschung?
That Überraschung is a surprise. So we signed a guy, and this is going to be a secret. But outside of him, we have these new.
It's going to be a secret and a surprise.
But we have these two French DBs. What are you thinking about them? Like Maxi and Lucas.
Oh, definitely good. They're definitely perfect additions to the team. They're smart players, great feet, great coverage skills. They're definitely going to help on the team. Be a big impact.
Nice. Sean mentioned it. It is probably the best Raiders team he ever played on, and also for us, it's a new experience with so many players bringing in from the outside. You played D1, FCS, and D2. How would you compare the level of football what you saw last weekend to your experiences in the States?
Oh, it's definitely similar for sure. Same practice schedule, same everything. Really, it's really not a lot of differences, to be so honest. Just out here, I feel like they really care about your body and just how you feel more than it is in the States. In the States, they're just trying to beat you up and run a whole bunch of plays, and it doesn't matter how you feel. Like, I really appreciate how the coaches and the training staff, like, they actually care about how you feel. Like, if you're tired, then sit out, calm down. It's not that serious. So that's definitely a great difference maker, I'll say.
And from the level of football, what would you say? How could you compare it to D2, D1, D3? What do you think?
Oh, definitely. I'll say like a good in between of FCS and D1, FCS and D2, like in between.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Because our receivers are really good. Sean's really good. Offense and D line is pretty good. Of course. But basically, in between.
Nice. Sean, is it also your impression? I mean, you know the level of American football in the States pretty well.
Yeah, I think we would be a competitive D2 roster. Now, for people who don't know, Dominique played at a perennial powerhouse in D2. And, that's where he finished up. And Northwest Missouri State would beat a lot of Division I AA schools or FCS schools. And, probably a step below them is probably where we would be really competitive because there's still a factor that a lot of these guys, even though they're playing D2 or whatever, what people don't realize too in the States is there's overlap, between the divisions. But they still have the benefit of, all their players being pushed through high school programs and the youth programs and of guys who have played, coach, and the cyclical information that why we've sustained so much success as Raiders. But when you bring somebody outside of our program in, there is a learning curve. So which is not the case in a lot of these schools. So I think somewhere around there would probably be accurate. And we've seen it when we've played colleges, right? We can't compete with smaller college schools. When we lost to Benedictine by a field goal, they were in the NAIA championship game that year. So yeah, I think that's pretty accurate.
Cool. We have a nice comment from Steppo. He says, your hair looks great tonight, Sean. Magnum vibes. And we have a question from Gary, and also thank you to Gary for your subscription already in the 6th month. Thank you very much. His question is, and mainly probably to Sean also, how difficult was the change of rules between college and NFL rules now? Like with the, or did it? Yeah, wasn't it that?
It's noticeable.
No.
It's definitely noticeable, and we'll see as I think when we scrimmage, we might have a couple of reps here, and as we play the first few games, I think the things that I noticed immediately is the field is completely different. You know, when you move the hashes in 3 or 4 yards on either side, I mean, that makes a noticeable difference for me as a quarterback. The boundary is so much bigger, even though it's only 3 or 4 yards, and the field is quite much more condensed. And I think that changes concepts, and I think it'll change defenses too, because there's not really a boundary and there's not really a field. It's much more 50-50. And then I think it'll be really interesting to see how the rules between defensive backs and receivers play out. I've been told that, you know, the rules are much more strict on hand placement and how far down the field you can be physical as DBs, where in college it's a more let the boys play type of scenario. And so just little nuances like that, it'll be interesting to see how teams like us in Vienna, and even, I guess it would just be us two for the main part, because the other ones have been established, or Rheinfire hadn't had a club previously. But we'll see how we can adjust, because there might be a couple things like, oh, okay, that's new.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Particularly in the special team. Sorry, Paul.
Yeah. This with the new kickoff rule. Are you looking forward to have more contact as a DB, to be more physical?
Oh, definitely.
When it comes to the rules.
Yeah, definitely.
Sorry to interrupt. It's the opposite. He can't be as physical
as he can't be. Sorry,
he cannot be. He's got to use all feet. He can't use his hands like maybe
after
he's
5
used
yards. It's you better have your hands off him.
Okay,
if that ball's in the air,
your hands in your pocket.
Yeah, if that ball's in the air and you're any type of contact, they're calling that. They're definitely throwing that flag.
And never forget, the ground is not killing the play. So touch the guy.
Thanks.
Oh, and that we had an interception on the weekend. I don't know who threw it though. But and then the linebacker kind of fell down as he caught it, and everybody kind of stopped, including the linebacker. I think it might have even been Philip Timmerman.
He didn't have it in his head, or
everybody just kind of stopped, and it was like, oh wait, no, the play's not over.
Yep. Gonna be really interesting.
It'll be really. I'm sure once a game, it'll be like, that's right.
Yeah. And Don Anderson is also given the comment 15-minute quarters. So the last weekend was a good preparation, because it was an exhausting weekend. The conditions, it was really hard. So the conditioning effect was also there. And of course, 15-minute quarters gonna be longer. We talked about it in previous shows. It's a fifth quarter for our guys, because we played 12 minutes. But you can't really. I know, Sean, you can't really say it this way, because there's also different clock management.
Exactly.
The clock starts and stops differently than in NCAA rules. So we will see how it is really then for the guys. Of course, the time on the field is longer. Games are probably not over after 2 hours. Maybe it's then 2.5 hours, most likely. But players going to be prepared for that, and we going to be fine. So, Elias, I don't know what this means.
He means Philip Timmerman. He was just practicing with us. Nothing set in stone.
Huh. Okay, then best to be in the world. Let's go, Dominique.
Well, you got a fan club, homie.
Yeah,
that's my cousin Daniel from back home.
And there's also somebody who knows me. Nice. Hachi Poo. I don't know who you are, but
They know you.
They know me.
How many people call you Lashy?
It was my nickname in Dresden. So
Okay.
Really?
it is probably somebody I played with in Dresden, or maybe he will tell me. Yeah, I know who he is. He played with me and Enrico Martini in Dresden. Okay, let's move on. Practice camp is over, and practice camp was exhausting. And before we go into your history, your story, your career, and the interview with you, we will cover all these questions you had about the ELF, what happened the last days. The ELF had a kickoff press conference last Friday in Hamburg. Our GM Claudia Nuena was there, and they announced 3 new teams, and it's going to be the Zurich, I don't know the name, Helvetia Guardians or something.
I think it's something like that, yeah.
Then it's going to be the Milano Seamen, and it's the Fehérvár Entroners from Hungary. So 3 more teams. They want to add 1 more so that they have an even number for next season. We don't know it yet. There are rumors always, but there were also rumors before this release that it's going to be Paris, Amsterdam, and Helsinki, and now it's Fehérvár, Zurich, and Milan. The Milano Seamen we know pretty good. We played them last year. We played them the year before COVID. They have an Austrian head coach now with Stefan Pocconi, and exciting. I think it's a good program. It's one of the best in Italy, and they have a nice stadium there, nice setup, good people in the board, good owner. And for us, maybe we're going to see them again because it makes sense geographically that they are going to be in our division next year. And same with the Helvetic Guards. They might be also in our division. I have no clue about them. It's maybe a completely new team. Maybe they are they in contact with the Zurich Renegades, which is the amateur club there. And then the Fehérvár Entroners are playing actually right now in the Austrian Division 1. They started a couple years ago. I just heard the numbers today. They played 30 games, didn't lost a game. Their score record is, I think, 1,300 something to 99. So they are a really good team. And Fehérvár is a nice little town between the Balaton Lake and Budapest. I've been there, and looking forward also to have them. And it's great to see the league expand to other countries. Sean, what do you say about that announcement?
Yeah, I think I was a little surprised as well. You know, they went the big name cities that you would expect. I guess Milano is. I think that had been in the works for a little while, and just makes sense. Great facility, established club, like you said, good ownership and organization, I should say. and then for the other 2, I guess it makes sense too, because the ELF and Patrick have been very forthcoming and up front that they're trying to expand to 32 teams, and they want to be all over Europe. And it seems like they're very much taking a Central European approach outside of maybe Barcelona and Istanbul. And if you start thinking about geographically, how do you expand? Because I imagine Istanbul does pose travel stress for the clubs that have to go there and them traveling. And so it makes sense to grow, expand geographically as well. So to add three new worthy countries, because there needs to be a team in every country for the import regulations also to work. Every country needs to be represented at least with 1 team. It makes perfect sense. And for Innsbruck, I think, and the Raiders, it's very exciting because you're starting to get populated with teams around. Stuttgart's not far. I mean, if it's a conference of Stuttgart, which probably won't happen, but a conference of Stuttgart, Milan, and Zurich, that would be the best travel schedule we've ever had.
It's always 4 hours,
Yeah,
4
I
to 5
mean,
hour rides.
exactly. And in the AFL, there was rarely a away trip less than 5 hours because
All teams are in the
we're
east.
all the teams are in the East, exactly. So, no, exciting. I'm excited. Like you said, I'm excited to see what they have planned for Zurich. I'm excited to see what the Hungarian team has to bring, and just the EFL in general is bringing something new to Europe that it's just exciting.
Dominique, you told me you followed European football pretty early. When
Yes.
you went to college, you already had it in your mind. Okay, there is a possibility to play on the other side of the ocean. What are your thoughts about this European League of Football? What do you think about this international thing?
Oh, it's a perfect opportunity. I feel like for everybody that I felt like, because in the NFL, CFL, there's not a lot of jobs opportunities, and this is a league that where it's worth it. It's a league that's obviously coming up, but it's 110% worth it, and it's a great opportunity.
Um, yeah, absolutely. And I had a talk today with some students from the what was it? Eastern Tennessee University. They were here, like a management student group, and I told them the same. It's also an opportunity for our young guys. You know, now they see a chance to become at least semi-pro, and this possibility wasn't there before. And after the NFL Europe got closed, now it's a new chance for all these guys.
Definitely.
And with this league and with this international flair, the Austrian TV channel Pulse 24 announced the TV deal. They're gonna show all Vikings and all Raiders Tirol games on TV, and this is going to be a big thing for us and for the league. And ELF also found in every country where they have a team, a broadcasting partner. So the TV coverage going to be huge, and that's a big benefit which wasn't there before. Yeah. Let's check. You, Tommy, you have a lot of fans here in the chat. I already saw that. And hello to everybody, and also thank you and hello to every new follower. Thank you for all your support. That's great, and welcome to the Raiders family. Let's move on. Yeah, we have these two big news, and we also gonna have a big news from our side. We will have our fan day on the 29th of May here in Innsbruck when our ELF team is practicing. Come and watch the scrimmage, come and get your ELF tickets and get in touch with our guys. There's a chance to get autographs, there's a chance to make photos. We had it the last time in 2019, and for us it's a really important day because we bring all our fans very close to our players, and I think our players, they love it because you get really time with the fans and they can make photos, and there's this Raiders family flair. And so if you're in Innsbruck on the 29th of May, come to the football facility and watch the guys playing, and after the scrimmage there's a chance to meet and greet. Yeah, let's see, there are another questions. How important is it, the TV deal for the Raiders? It's huge. It's really huge because you can obviously sell it also to your sponsors, and for us it gives us just a chance to how you say, to expose to new markets or to new groups, to new fans, and for our players it's also cool that the families can watch the games and all these things. Sean, or is it?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're
I
more
mean,
the marketing guy. Yeah.
Well, not really. I mean, I try. But I think it's been a pillar of the Raiders for a while now. I mean, that's why we developed such a great live streaming service prior to this, free live streaming in Raiders TV, and try to broadcast almost all of our games, at least in Tivoli, because you want that exposure. You want people to see that we're trying to build this little football utopia, and it's a great thing to be a part of, and also important for our fans that aren't necessarily in Innsbruck all the time. And
Yep.
so having the exposure of TV or some type of streaming platform is kind of a staple of ours.
Yeah. And like we see, we have an international fan base, and you guys can also watch it then on the ELF Game Pass. So when you're in the States, you can watch it through the Game Pass. It costs you maybe a little bit of money, but you can have access to all the games, and obviously also to the Raiders games, to see the Shelton boys making good things. So, Balu, exactly. It is a chance and an opportunity for young guys to join the Raiders and to become a member of the ELF team. And this is what we're hoping, because we are always looking for new guys in all age groups. So if you're interested to join the Raiders, just do it. There's a chance every day. Shelton Dominique and Shelton Sean. How is this possible? How is it possible that you guys have the same family name? His wife's name is Lisa, Sean's name, and your mom's name is Lisa. So there is something. Explain it to us. Sean, start.
I can tell you how it literally happened. Well,
Okay.
not literally. I don't want to say that. But I think, when we joined the ELF, we sat down and we're like, hey, what do we need to do in order to improve our roster to be able to compete at a higher level? And we were thinking about, like, well, what did we do in the past to really take a new step and become even more successful than we were in the past? And it was like, well, 2015, we added a Shelton to the offense, and we're like, well, if we need to take another jump, we need to add a Shelton to the defense. And so we just searched the last name Shelton, and
You Googled Shelton and football, right?
we just Googled Shelton football, and once we got past all my fan pages, Dominique showed up, and we're like, well, there's the guy, and then now here he is.
Perfect. But we will do some research, right? Because there might be really a family connection between you both.
Long lost cousins.
Yeah.
Lost cousins.
So, because
You never know.
when we signed you, Sean was starting talking about, that's cousin D. It's cousin.
Yeah.
No,
I was like,
definitely.
I recruited him at the family barbecue. You know what I mean? Yeah. Of
Come
course.
on down.
Yeah, of course. Come on out.
So let's talk a little bit more about you, Dominique. You were born and raised in San Francisco on the West Coast.
Yes.
And when was that?
I was born in 1998, August 18th. And I was
Oh my
born
God.
in San Francisco and then raised in Fairfield, California. And it was a good experience out there. I love it in the North Bay. Weather's good, great people.
And somebody wrote you went to high school Santa Barbara or something. No.
Oh, yes. I went to junior college in Santa Barbara.
And so I think it was Elias who said that you're already the third guy who went to that school and is now maybe in Europe or in the ELF. Do you have some connection to maybe your alumni from that time?
Oh, yes. Because our other French DB, Tony Anderson, I played with him in Santa Barbara. So then when I found out he was coming out here, it's kind of like definitely
Perfect.
a click.
Perfect. Burak Mehmet, Effendi Guli,
large place for hands.
and Lars Leonard Bardenhagen also went to Santa Barbara City College. Interesting, Elias. So Santa Barbara City College is producing ELF players.
Hey, what does Elias not know?
I think Elias, you know what? Elias wrote a really long and detailed and good Wikipedia article about Sean.
Oh,
No, he wrote me a wiki page.
Yep.
And it was frighteningly accurate. Like, yeah, he did his research.
oh yeah.
It's like, yeah. It's like, private life. Sean hit puberty at 12. It's like, how the fuck? No, he did. It was incredibly detailed, and he seems to know everything.
Nice. So from Santa Barbara College, you then went to?
Yes, I transferred to Mississippi Valley State for 2 years, and I loved it there. It was a good time playing in the SWAC, the HBCU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time out there.
And we skipped now all your high school in Pop Warner time, but did you always play defensive back?
Oh yes, after ever since junior college, well, my junior year of high school. After that, I've just been strictly defensive back, playing cornerback, and then learning everything from my dad, who played 4 or 5 years in the Canadian Football League.
Oh,
yes, sir.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I met also your dad. It's a really nice guy.
Oh yeah,
I met your parents. It was wonderful. They because I was running the merchandise on the last game there, and your parents bought almost everything.
Oh yeah,
so they are now Raiders equipped.
Definitely.
So after you transferred then to college, how was your college career? How was your first 2 years?
Oh, I felt perfect, to be honest. I was the nickelback at my very first year after transferring from Santa Barbara. Then my junior year, I started every game, and I loved it, to be honest. Traveling different places. Even though we weren't as a successful team, it was still a great experience playing at one of the highest levels. Yes, it was definitely a positive.
Cool. And what did you study?
I studied criminal justice and graduated with a criminal justice degree.
Criminal justice. So again, law and order at the Raiders, because we have lawyers, we have policemen. Now you with criminal justice.
Oh, you're fitting right in.
So we should start a lawyer consultant agency thing and make a side business. So if you guys have a problem out there, just contact the Raiders. We can handle everything.
We have somebody for
everything. We have
security guards, we have personal security guys, bouncers, so we can handle every issue. But did you graduate at which school?
I graduated at Northwest Missouri.
At Northwest Missouri,
yes,
but
spring.
After Northwest Missouri, you transferred again.
Oh no,
no, I mix it up now.
Mississippi Valley.
Mississippi Valley. You didn't graduate at Mississippi Valley,
yes,
but you transferred again
and graduated
there. All this transferring thing, how? Because I talked to Valentin Zen. His jersey fell down. Sorry, Valentine. But he played at Colorado and transferred to. Sean, help me, please. I'm so bad with all these school names. UConn. And I don't know if it was stressful, but it was kind of okay. He wanted to search something new. How was it for you from the moment you made the decision, hey, I'm looking for something new, till you really moved then to the new school?
It was a hard decision at first because I definitely had some good teammates, good friends that I met in Mississippi. But I just felt like I just needed to go to a better program. Mm-hmm. And then despite what happened at Northwest Missouri, I met a lot of my brothers there, like a lot of friends that I now call family. That's in the comments from Fifth Street. Shout out Fifth Street. That's where we stayed at.
Nice.
Yep.
But
Maryville is not a big town.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's 5th Street from 9 streets, maybe.
Literally.
No,
really?
It's
like
not.
16,
is
17.
It that small?
Oh, yeah. It's like 17 streets out there, 18 streets out there.
We did the thing with Isaiah. We can do it with you too. What was the name of the town?
Maryville, Missouri.
How you write it? Maryville?
Yeah.
Exactly how you think, yeah.
Maryville University.
Oh, no, Maryville.
But that's not Maryville.
That's St. Louis.
It would be Maryville, Missouri, and the college is Northwest Missouri State.
Maryville, Missouri. Oh, that's a small town.
Right there.
Really good football program, though.
Huh. And where's the 5th Street?
5th Street is right by... It's
by the 6th Street.
it's right next to the
So
U.S.
between
Postal
4 and
Service.
6, Paul.
Ah, that's typical for the
Yeah.
US, right? These streets, it's just squares.
Oh no, definitely.
They just
Grid system.
all blocks are the same size, huh?
Oh yeah, it's definitely one way in the city, one way out.
Well, especially when it's just a completely flat piece of land, like
Definitely.
most of Missouri and Kansas.
How is this Simply Slam Thai restaurant? Did you
Oh,
have-
pretty good.
Is it pretty good?
I like the A&G restaurant better than the Simply Thai restaurant.
But you had also Subway around the corner.
Oh
so.
yeah, definitely.
Ooh, and Sonic down the street. Man, you guys were spoiled.
I had a Sonic drive-in. Did you drove or did you walked?
Oh no, we had to drive to Sonic, but
Well,
What?
you gotta drive. You
But
know how many
A-
streets that is?
but A&G and Finish.
That's a-
we lived like down here by the
Okay.
finish line subway area.
Yeah,
we
I
can
mean,
walk the
so-
finish line.
I mean, Sonic's all the way down there by like 12th Street. You know what I mean? That's a far walk.
You could do it though if you're motivated.
I'm Booby is saying another Burgenland of the US. Burgenland is a part of Austria which is really there's a lot of space and a lot of people living there. So
It's uninhabited.
uninhabited. But it's nice.
It's very nice. It's much nicer than Northwest Missouri.
Definitely.
Northwest Missouri, how is the climate there?
Oh, freezing cold. It gets under the negatives out there. Humidity's kind of bad.
So similar, like I have no idea where it is. I have to zoom out. Oh, it's in the middle of nowhere.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 hours from Kansas City.
And it's right in the middle or almost in the middle of the States, huh?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Real Midwest.
Sean, you lived in Missouri, right? No, you lived
Yeah, I lived where people live though. So if you scroll in and it says Kansas City,
Oh, yeah.
that's where I am.
Yeah.
And then if you just drive north,
To St. Joseph.
and St. Joseph is
Yeah, that's kind of.
ugh,
Okay.
also not good.
So
Yeah.
a little.
If you zoom in, Paul,
Yeah.
just a little bit, zoom in. My college was Liberty right there in the right hand side. Scroll out a little bit.
Where's Liberty?
I'm on a delay. Right here at the bottom of the screen. So I was actually in the suburb of a city.
I can't find it.
Your mouse just went over it.
Really? Liberty?
Yeah. Yeah, right at the bottom. There's Liberty and Missouri City right next to each
Oh,
other.
right there.
Ah, there.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's where my college was. So at least I was in a suburb of a city.
And
yeah.
no squares.
No, it's pretty
Different.
old.
Different blocks.
Yeah, there's life
Yeah.
out there.
Ah, there's
Yeah.
also squares. It
There's
looks the
squares,
same. There's
but
squares
not-
everywhere.
But I was in the city in 25 minutes, so it was a completely different experience than because my oldest brother went to a school similar to Maryville, a tiny little town, and it's just a different experience.
But you are original from there, so you also had the big city life, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah, San
definitely.
Francisco area.
We should do this with all the American guests we have.
Yeah,
Where
no,
did you go to school? Yeah.
It's really interesting because I'm bad in the geographics of the states and all these things. So it's
Well,
interesting.
I think what Central Europeans don't realize, because Central European is so densely populated, like it's like town and then 5-minute drive, town, 5-minute drive. When you go to a town like Maryville, you could drive for hours and not be in a town.
Literally.
Yeah. Like it's so spread out. It's so sparsely populated. It's just cornfields.
Yeah, a whole bunch of nothing.
A whole bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
So college time was over. Also with COVID wasn't easy, right?
Oh no.
A year of not playing, and college was over, and then it was in spring 2021 when I remember right.
Yes.
And then you sat there and said, okay, what I'm doing. How was your thought process about continuing playing football or starting a real life with working? How was it at that time?
It was difficult, to be honest. Like fresh off my injury, after the year before COVID, and then the COVID year happening, and then the past season that happened. That my one semester at Northwest turned into 3 years, so it was kind of difficult, to be honest. I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I did. I always wanted to play football. That's always been my life, and I felt like I had enough film from Mississippi and good film from Northwest, practice film, I was just like, I wanted to bet on myself, and I found here.
Yeah. Did you try it already in 2021 for the European seasons? Also, not only the ELF is there, right? There are all the national leagues. Did you try to come over at that year already?
Oh, yes. I had a couple teams that wanted that I was talking to.
Mm-hmm.
But then I really wanted to get into the ELF.
Yeah.
So then after I got this opportunity, I told
"Let's
Coach
go."
Heron, if you're all in on me, I'm all in with you guys.
Awesome.
And I was
awesome.
ready.
We are really happy that you picked us.
And I'm happy to be here for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So how was it when you landed here in Innsbruck? How were your first days? What do you say about the environment, the city, the mountains, also the football facilities? What was your first impressions?
The city, I thought we had big mountains in California. These mountains out here are real mountains. Like background mountains on computers.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing when I first seen them. The facilities, football-wise, are great. I love the weight room. The offices are great. Practice field, locker room. It's definitely like a great vibe, great everything out here.
Awesome.
Yes.
So you know for yourself that you made the right decision.
Oh, definitely. 110%.
Nice. Sean, did we make the right decision with Dominique? What do you think?
Well, time will tell. You know what I mean? You can't jump to conclusions, but
With this family name, I mean,
you can't go wrong. You know what I mean? But no, I think for what I've seen from Dominic, Neek. I'm just gonna go with Neek. It's easier for me. What I've seen from Neek prior to getting here is exactly what we were looking for. I think it's important in our scheme and in Coach Kevin's scheme that we can have corners that can hold up, and guys that we can trust to be without help. And I think that's exactly what we're going to get out of Neek.
Do you like to play man?
Oh, definitely. Because I feel like if you can't play man-to-man coverage, you shouldn't be out there at defensive back, to be honest. Yeah, that's 90% of the job, especially when the game's on the line. Everyone's going man-to-man.
Yeah. How would you describe your strength? What are your strong points of you playing football?
I'll say press man.
Yeah.
Press man, like getting the guy's face and really challenging for that guy to.
So you like also to give them a little push in the first 5 yards?
Yeah, everything before 5. Yeah, everything before 5.
Cool. So ELF receivers out there, watch out for Dominique Shelton. He will give you some hard time on the field. Dominique, there were people asking, what are your goals for this season? Maybe also a little bit, what are your personal goals and what are your goals for us as a team?
Our goals for the team is to go all the way, win it all for sure. And my personal goal is just to be the best teammate out there, be a guy that can teach people. Teach people. Of course, I'm open to everything, because I don't know anything, don't know a lot as well. Like, you feel me? But just honestly,
you're an experienced player, and we have also still young guys also in your position group, and you might teach them good things. Yeah,
for sure. And they give me good advice as well. And I just feel I just need to be the best defensive back in the league, and that'll help. Because I feel like football is, if all 11 people are doing their job, then
the team is successful.
For sure.
Baloo is saying 12 interceptions. That's a great number. Because our other Shelton has number 12. So if you do 12 interception, I pay dinner for you.
Deal.
I just hope Neek has more interceptions than me. That would be good.
Yeah.
that would be a good goal.
Nice. So hard work, son, will always prevail. You're back. Excited for the upcoming season with the Raiders. Booked my flights already. Mama Shelton, great to see you again here in Innsbruck. Then we are coming closely to an end of tonight's show. Dear chat, if you have any questions, write them in right now. We will answer everything. Sean, do you have something to say? Ask Dominique. Is there anything I missed?
I think what I would be curious from Nick is you were at 3 different colleges, right? So you have a unique college experience because me only coming from one school, I don't have that diverse experience that that you would have had from your college career. In terms of, you talked about practice schedule. Paul asked you about practice schedule and what it's like. Is it a far off experience? But what I'm curious about is in terms of like atmosphere, like the little bit that you've experienced with team and the culture of the team and how the vibe of the team, the atmosphere of the team. Is that something that what was your impressions of that, and was it something that was surprising to you?
There's no egos on the team. I feel like here, like back in the States, people have egos. People are selfish, and like they say like team player this, team player that, but like amongst the players, who's a team player and who's not, and that's really the difference. I feel like here, everyone's looking out for each other from the first group to the third group, and that's a big difference that I enjoy.
Cool. I thought so. I think you're going to be a really good fit in terms of that regard because egos don't go very far with the Raiders.
Yeah, not at all. In general.
There's maybe one question which fits good into it. Uncle Charlie is asking, how is the team chemistry so far? Maybe you both guys can answer that.
The team chemistry, I feel like, is great. Like I said earlier, like the guys that have been here do a great job of just like talking, interacting with everybody. Offensive players talking to defense talking to offense. And like when I first got here, people were just talking to me, introducing themselves. And like I feel like in the States, like like teams, like when I transferred in, people weren't like all happy about it.
See,
like,
I was curious.
Yeah,
I was curious.
People weren't really like as welcoming as they are here, and that's definitely, and that kind of made it hard when I first got there. I feel like just like learning everything, but
you felt welcome when
immediately by the players, coaching staff.
Nice.
Which I think is unique because you are competing for time, right? Like if you're a local or European that plays DB for us and we bring in an American DB, that's potential time you're losing. And so I think, and that's probably what the guys, when you transfer in, are thinking too. Everybody wants to get on the field. So it is that there is competition within the position groups. But I think when everybody's goal is to win, your personal ambitions, egos, whatever, are secondary to the teams. Well, but I could see it's cool because I could see that dynamic when you transfer.
Yeah, definitely.
I am not part of the team as a player, but when I watched the practices on Saturday, I also had the feeling that guys are getting to know each other. They communicate, and the energy level was just really high, and it was positive. There was no bad energy on the field,
not at all,
or in the meeting rooms. It was really nice to be around you guys on the last weekend. Next question, Nick. What's your favorite fruit to eat out there? From Re5 Much. Did you already try Tyrolean food?
No, I have not yet. I need to.
It'll change. I already have some.
Okay. You will get introduced into good Tyrolean food probably pretty soon, and then your friend or who it is, you have to ask the question again in a couple of weeks maybe.
For sure.
Then.
Hey, Paul. It's not a question, but I want to address Elias. Does Elias know that that's my? Elias, do you know that's my favorite quote? Like, do you know? Have you heard me say that? This guy's freaking me out.
Yeah, you got to meet him.
Like, this is your favorite.
That's my favorite quote of all time. I live by that quote.
People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. You might say it in the stream one day.
Yes, sir, Jim Tressel. I read his book in high school, and it's 100% true.
Who is Elias?
A stalker, apparently.
Elias, if you're not from Tyrol, I invite you to Tyrol and come to a game and have a meet and greet with Sean and myself.
Immediately.
Me too. You can stay at my house because I feel like you're already there. I
You
think
don't
he's
know.
he's got a
Probably already knows
webcam
where you live
set up
at.
around here. He's just gonna type my address in. But
I have no life. Oh, Elias, of course you have a life.
you have a pretty awesome life,
you
it
have
sounds like.
Yeah.
But that quote is I wholeheartedly agree with it.
Yeah. That's a good quote, yeah.
Mhm.
Next question to Dominique from Emoni Almighty One. What was your best career game?
I'll say my game against North Dakota, a Big Sky team, the very first game of my junior season. I did really good that game. I had like 6-7 PBUs in one game and a couple tackles. So that was like a great confidence booster to start the season off, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Then same guy or person is asking, if you could play any position besides the one you play now, what would it be and why? So if you could play in a different position,
I would want to play receiver like my brother Amani, because he's a receiver as well at Northwest Missouri. Very good NFL prospect. Call him my brother. So yeah, I would like to be just like him.
Okay,
sure.
Nice. And then what former Uncle Vic is asking, what former professional inspired your game the most? You have an idol or like
when I first started playing my running back days, I'll say Chris Johnson. That was my favorite running back. I wore 28 because of him. For the defensive side of the ball.
So before your senior high school year, because
yes,
you said then you just played DB.
Yes, before all that, and then when I switched over to defense, my favorite defensive back I'll say was Champ Bailey, because he was like the first official like 99 in Madden. So that was like from a cornerback position. So I was like, kind of want to be like him.
Nice. What position did your father play?
He played strong safety.
He played also
Edmonton Eskimos. Well, they're now called the Elks.
Nice.
Yeah, he played strong.
Balu is asking if you watched some ELF games from the past already.
Oh yes, I've watched a couple games. Of course, for the teams that we play.
Yeah.
So I watched it. When I decided and I was gonna come here, that was the first thing I was on.
Yeah.
Just on YouTube immediately, just figuring out.
And then now on Huddle and then
Yes.
watching all the game clips. Good. Then okay. Oh, well, ich direkt kaufen. Bubi, yes, you can very soon. We are working on our web shop for our merchandise, and then you can order all the merchandise. And of course, also at our home games, there will be ELF merchandise available, but only at the ELF game days. On AFL game days, there's our general merchandise available, which is also very cool stuff. Okay, now we are coming to one of our last parts of the show. I will ask you some questions and you have always pick one of both. There is no between and there is no none of them. Okay. So you always have to pick one. Comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Chocolate or gummy bears?
Gummy bears.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, gummy bears.
Backpack.
Family strong.
Backpack or suitcase?
Oh, backpack.
Soccer or Formula One?
Soccer or what?
Formula One, NASCAR, or like motorsports?
Oh, soccer.
Soccer.
Soccer for sure.
Mercedes or BMW?
Mercedes.
Doing a puzzle or watching TV?
Watching TV.
Tea or coffee?
Tea.
McDonald's or Burger King?
McDonald's for sure.
Yeah, same. Yeah, you guys are similar. Car or bicycle?
Car.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
Red or white?
Red.
Red. So you have to go to Italy. They have good red wine.
Oh yeah, definitely heard about it.
Partying or chilling?
I'll say chilling. Chilling.
Black or white?
Black.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Superman or Batman?
Batman for sure.
That's now a discussion with Sean. Batman is not a superhero. He's just a guy with cool weapons.
That's definitely a fact. But I like his outside life.
Yeah.
His outside life is
far better.
Yeah.
Far better than Superman's.
Mountains or ocean?
Oceans.
Fruits or vegetables?
Fruit.
Chaotic or being organized?
Being organized.
Traveling or staying at home?
Traveling, for sure.
Apartment or house?
House.
Preparing food by yourself or ordering food?
Ordering food.
Especially in COVID time, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Countryside or city?
City life.
Sweating or having cold?
Having the cold. I hate being hot.
Basketball or football?
Football.
Cheerleading or cheer dance?
Cheerleading.
That question, basketball and football, brings me to another question. Did you play anything else outside of football, or did you were doing any other sports?
Oh, yes, I played AAU basketball all my life until I went to junior college. Then I was predominantly football, but I started playing basketball before football.
Okay.
Growing up, like me personally, I like basketball more than football.
Yeah.
But I'm 5'9" and I can't shoot, so.
Oh, then that's tough.
Kind of have to weather the storm on that one.
Nick, are you taking your brothers from Fifth to Vegas with your Raiders money? That's something he will do privately. Talk to you guys privately. How can I buy a Dominique jersey? That's probably might be a little bit difficult. We are working on all these jersey deals, and also to our fan who wants to buy a Sean Shelton jersey, I talked to the league and they will publish some news about it, hopefully very soon. I know I say it every week, but we are working on it, and it's not always in our hands. But for all the other player jerseys, it's maybe not possible this year. Let's hope Dominique is playing here next year and we can figure something out, and then we can have 2 Sheltons in the web shop. Okay. Did you sell tickets well for the first game? Uncle Charlie, we are working on it. I think the Raiders fans have already bought the best seats in the stadiums. There's still enough room, and I think the main sale is going to start close when it comes closer to the first game on the 5th of June. Alrighty, then we come to our last episode, our last part of the show, and it's our playlist. And Dominique, you have the freedom to pick your song as first person of tonight's show. So tell me your song for our playlist, which we will share then with the audience too.
I'll say my favorite artist is Lil Uzi Vert.
Lil Uzi. I never heard about him. Is he? Ah, yeah, there he is. And which song would you put on the list?
I'll say the XO Tour Life, the second one.
XO Tour Life. I have to listen to that. Never heard about him. So that's on the Pirates Cove now, and I will share the link in a second. Sean, what's your song of the night?
Without Me by Eminem.
Without Me by Eminem. Also a great song. And I always have to check I take Rockstar from Post Malone. So here is the link to the playlist. There are already 76 songs on it, so you guys have to follow it and listen to it. And I have a last question or wish. Please follow our YouTube playlist or YouTube channel. Here is the link to it. There's one missing, that we have 400 subscribers, but we want more and more and more, because in the upcoming weeks there's really good professional made content being on that YouTube channel, and you have to follow it to never miss something. So please follow it. maybe send it to your friends and family that it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just subscribe and you will always be on top of the news when it comes to Raiders content. So, do we have some last? I get my passport Wednesday. I'm coming to a home game. Uncle Vic, that's great. Is it your Uncle Vic? Do you have an Uncle Vic?
That's one of my homies from Missouri.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool that your friends and family might come for home games. Good. Then we are at the end of the show, and I leave you, Dominique, with the last words to the audience and to the fans and Raider Nation. What do you want to say to them?
Looking forward to see you guys at the home game and the media day, and let's get it this season.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Sean, what are your last words to our Raider Nation out there?
Yeah, exciting times. After seeing Camp 1 and being on the field with these guys for 2 weeks now, it's going to be a fun season. It's really going to be a fun season.
Great. I think you always say exciting times.
It is exciting times.
And they never end. That's the cool thing.
24/7.
24/7. Every day, every week, something new and exciting.
It's never boring to be a SWARCO reader.
Exactly. Dear Raider Nation, dear Raider family out there, thank you for watching. It was a great evening. Thank you, Dominique, for being on the show. Thank you to all the people in the US who tuned in. Really cool that you are following Dominique's and our road to a championship, hopefully. And have a nice week. Have a nice time. See you soon here all in Innsbruck in the stadium or live on the show or wherever. Stay healthy. Join our channels on every social media. And see you soon. Goodbye. Good night. Verrät. Ciao.
Chuck.